Hi everybody, and welcome to Two Wrasslin Dogs Farms. So one of my favorite writers has been on my mind lately, Joan Gussow, who wrote This Organic Life. And she talks about how April is the meanest month. And what she meant by that was that if you're trying to eat a seasonal and local diet, April is not a very easy month to find seasonal and local food when you live in the Northeast. I've had the honor of meeting Joan a few times at Just Food conferences, and she's really an inspiration if you would like to start understanding more about how the food system affects us. So let me just read one passage. When I concluded many years ago that eating locally was a morally responsible way to use the planet's resources, I also assumed it would mean sacrifice. I was ignorant, but ready to put my ethics into practice. My peaches are among the many things that have convinced me that deliciousness is the best reason to eat food grown nearby and in season. So I've run a CSA since 2012, and it's funny that she mentions peaches because whenever I go out in the community to talk about CSA and eating a seasonal local diet, I always talk about peaches because it's actually what got me involved in this. So I've been wanting to do these videos so that I can start sharing with people how to introduce these practices into everyday life. And joining a CSA is definitely the best way to do that. And you're going to find that a lot of local farmers in the New York metropolitan area who are no longer have restaurants to sell to are going to be starting CSA programs. So it's really a wonderful thing. If you need information on that, you can always go to my Facebook page, Two Wrasslin Dogs Farms, and direct message me, and I'm happy to give you some links. If you're also interested in joining the CSA, you can message me as well. And if you've looked at my previous videos, they've all been on making pasta and gnocchi, and these are the kind of things that you can work on in the wintertime when there's not a lot available in the farmers markets. And that way, when you start seeing things available in the stores, you could take out those frozen dishes and make really wonderful meals with them. Now, last time we were all together, we made a salad with some broccoli that we found at a local farm, and we mixed it with some white beans and a homemade vinaigrette that we had made from scratch. Now, we had some broccoli left over, so I chopped it up. That way there was more surface area to absorb the dressing, and it kind of turns into more of a marinated broccoli. So I'm going to use some of it for this because I'm going to use the rest of it tomorrow when we make a panzanella salad. Now, I also bought some escarole, some romaine lettuce when we were at the store today, and put it in the salad spinner and gave it a spin, and now we're just going to chop it up. Now, if my husband could talk right now, he would tell you that I was doing this the wrong way because I'm a lefty. But you want to always make sure when you're working with a sharp knife and that you're aware of where the knife is and you keep your fingers away from the blade. So I'm just going to take this and just give it a quick little toss. And we're not going to add any additional dressing because the broccoli and beans already have the dressing. Now, we also are going to add to this salad a couple of hard-boiled eggs. Now, if you are kind of cooking handicapped, the easiest way to make hard-boiled eggs is to take the raw eggs at room temperature, put them in a pot, make sure that they're covered by a ½ inch of water, and cover them. And then all you do is just bring the water to a boil, turn the heat off, move the pot off the heat, and let it sit for 7 to 10 minutes. 7 if you want a soft-boiled egg, 10 if you want a perfect hard-boiled egg. So these eggs have already been hard-boiled and cut up and peeled. We also had a lot of potatoes left over because we had an gnocchi workshop scheduled, and that got canceled because of the coronavirus, and we had about 10 pounds of potatoes to get through. These were potatoes that we just cleaned up and quartered and roasted in the oven with a little bit of olive oil and salt and pepper. And what I did with them is I just took a knife and smashed them a little bit, just like that. And I seasoned them with a sumac lemon pepper seasoning. Now, sumac is something that grows on our property, and it's got a wonderful lemony taste and kind of a sweet tartness. And I combined it with some lemon peel that I had harvested actually off of some lemons that I grew on a little lemon tree we have in our dining room. And I pan fried them in some avocado oil. And I love using avocado oil because it's got a very high smoke point, so it's really a great oil to use to give things a really nice golden brown on it. So we're going to add these potatoes to our salad. And they get nice and crispy. And actually what we did was we finished them off with just a tiny little bit of butter at the last minute of cooking, because why not? So we're going to take our eggs and we're just going to quarter them. And you see how beautifully they came out with just 10 minutes in the pot. Simple, easy peasy. And I love using fresh local eggs because they just taste so much better. And then the last thing I'm adding to our salad is some wine cap mushrooms that we harvested from our wooden walkway in the marshland on our property, where we found wine cap mushrooms growing pretty much every 3 weeks. And I had a lot of them in the freezer, and I took this bag out, and what I did was I just sauteed it in a little bit of avocado oil till it got a bit crispy, and then we just seasoned it a little bit, and we're going to use it on top of the salad as faux bacon. Now, I may or may not dress this with a little bit more olive oil and vinegar, but this is our salad, and this is perfect for dinner tonight. Now, tune in next time. We're going to work on a panzanella salad, where we're going to use some of the tomatoes and the broccoli. And I just forgot, we have to add one more thing. These are radish greens. So I had a lot of old radish seeds that were from like 2012 and 2014. And I decided to try a little microgreen experiment. And this is what we have growing after about 5 or 6 days. So I'm just going to cut off a little section of them, put them under some water, and we're going to top our salad with some beautiful radish greens. So until next time, eat seasonally and locally. Subscribe to our page, Chris Napolitano, and subscribe to our Facebook page, To Wrasslin Dogs Farms. Take care, stay healthy, stay busy.